Today, I have a great pleasure to talk with Coxy. So, Coxy, good morning from Tokyo. Thank you very much for your time. And can you introduce yourself and your project to our community?
Sure. Thank you so much for this, and good afternoon from LA. Um, my name is Coxy. I'm a filmmaker. I'm a writer-director. I live in Los Angeles, but I'm Italian from origin. I come from Italy, and I moved here 7 years ago to chase this dream of being a filmmaker and working in Hollywood. So 7 years ago, came here, started working in the film industry. I was coming from the fashion world, so I kind of started doing costume design in order to start getting on sets and, just trying to be in the atmosphere and seeing what people were doing around me. So I started as a costume designer, and, little by little, I started, interacting with people. And, all I've always wanted was to create my own projects and be a director. And so, after working a while and going around, I was like, okay, now it's time to make my own projects. And I started a few years ago, I started this creative agency. We've done a lot of fashion films and, content for brands, for fashion brands as well. And now we're just taking the whole thing to a more like narrative side, like so short narrative stories, and eventually, growing up, maybe even some feature films down the road. That's the dream.
And what part of Italy are you originally from, and how did you decide to move in LA?
I'm from Milan first, from in the north of Italy, and which is, of course, the city of fashion. So that's why I said like my background is fashion, because like I've worked in the fashion industry for a long time there, and I've always had like my greatest passion have always been films ever since I was a kid. But I come from a very, from a modest family, like working class family, like that never really had the resources to, just make me do this or anything else. And so, I just started, working and paying for my studies and things like that. And then at some point I was like, I really need to make this. And it was after, I some stuff happened in my life and I lost my parents. So it was just like a wake up call. And it was like, this is the moment I need to, go for my dream. And I can't stay here and wait and just do something I don't like doing just because, it's a good thing to do. So I was like, I need to do my own thing. And I just moved to LA. And the rest is history.
And when you moved in LA, how was it at the beginning? It was difficult to find the opportunity, or before you moved, you already knew what you're gonna do and where you're gonna live and everything. So,
well, the truth is that it's still hard.
okay,
it was hard in the beginning, and it's still quite hard because LA it's a very dynamic city, and there's so much going on, and if it's this place where you always have to just put yourself out there in order, to be to work in a very competitive work. Because like the truth is that now this is a very competitive industry. So it's, you just got to have different ideas or, put yourself out there and pitch and propose. And, you can't really like it. I feel like a lot of people have this idea of LA with like palm trees and relax and you chill out and you're not really working and stuff, but it's like not like that. It's like you have to work hard. But I love it because it's a city that is amazing and gives you a lot of opportunities. So I'm happy it's home now, but you have to work hard for sure.
Sure. And can you share what kind of current projects you are involved with, and who are the audience you usually looking for your movies?
Sure. So the project I'm working on right now is called The Imperfect Picture. And it's a short art house film, and it talks about embracing imperfection, about rediscovering authenticity and the importance of relationships. So basically, it follows a day in the life of this woman in her 30s. That her name is Anna. That wakes up one day and listen this news feed where the news are given as if they were like Instagram feeds, and they're all about how to live the perfect life, and she feels frustrated because her life has never been perfect. She's always been on a roller coasters, ups and downs, all kinds of emotion. It's like, well, so that makes her feel like a little bit of an outsider, until a friend of hers basically calls her out of the house and just wants her to see things from a different perspective. And they walk in the city and look around them, and everybody's on a phone, not interacting anymore, and then suddenly realize that what's going on in the world. And it's like, what is it all about? So their conversation triggers Anna's memory, and she starts reliving all of the emotions that have shaped her life, and the events, the small event that make her cry and laugh and be happy. And it's like, she realizes that life is better and perfect, not perfect. So that's what it's about. So this is the short story
And
that I'm working on right now.
And Anna, the main character, is actually some person you know, or it is imagination?
No, it's just like a fiction character. It does have a lot of my story, honestly, because I feel, and not only I feel like it's my story and a story of many other women like me who, sometimes, you're just, you just try to put yourself out there, and we live in a world that is just like so stuck in, virtuality and image, and it's always like this chase to prove something or show something, to the world. And then at some point it's like, there's so many people out there that, we cross every day in the street and we don't see them because, we're somewhere else with the phone, with the mind and everything. And I'm always like, we should just sometimes stop and talk to the people we have close to us, not only on a device. And so I feel like that, but I know many women who feel the same, women or young girls that, they just feel outsiders because they don't belong to what is being put out there, And so I just had this reflection, and I just wanted to talk about something that is like, hey, life is beautiful, enjoy it, and
Sure.
make some fun of it too.
I'm looking forward to see your piece of work, because it's very important that people really communicate between each other instead of mobile devices. Because many women in our group are also artists and maybe considering some career similar as your career. Like, can you give us like what is the price? How many people has to be involved? How the process looks like? How you find the money for the movie? And all this necessary equipment, how long it's take, just some technical information about the movie, in what stages now, when do you think, when you are planning to launch?
Yeah, well, it takes a long time. So basically, this specific project, I've been working on it for a couple of years. It all starts, of course, with a creative idea, like a deck, a pitch deck, and an idea on how you want to develop the story. And I mean, if you really have it in your mind and you want to script it down, cool. If not, you have to find a writer who writes the story. In this case, I wrote it, so I kind of had the script before anything else, and then I started building on top of that. So, the development of the story, how I would imagine like the story to unfold in my mind. So, I designed the whole storyboard. And then, once I kind of had like an idea of how the film could have been shot, then that's when you just kind of do a budget. And then you're like, how much do we need to make this happen? And then, that's when you craft the budget for the film. And then, at that point, it's really where you start reaching out to the world. It's like to many different, to organizations. You start applying to grants if you want to make it happen, like to try to just get money from those. Or I belong to Film Independent and Women in Film. There are two organizations that, promote women filmmakers, and the other one, independent filmmakers. So both of them are like really amazingly supporting me. And then, right now we just launched actually 2 days ago. I don't know when this is showing up, but on October 22nd, we launched this crowdfunding campaign to, that's for the audience, to raise more funds in order to be able to produce the film. So, if you want to actually chip in the crowdfunding campaign, that would be great.
So how much money you are looking for from crowdfunding campaign?
Right now, our goal is set to 35,000, just because it's a very artistic piece and it's shot on film, and it's basically the budget that encompasses like all of what is needed to produce this film. So locations and equipment, and of course a fee for the crew and the cast, because like you want to pay them, they're not going to do it for free. And
Sure.
I mean, and it wouldn't be fair to have them do it for free, um, so I mean, it's all of that. So yeah, that there's a wish list of things that we have that we need to tackle down in order to be able to produce the films. And sometimes some of them come by sponsors, and sometimes they come from people. Like, there's a lot of people right now who's just donating to this campaign because they resonate a lot with the topic of it, like with the idea of imperfection. And it's like, we like this, so we'll just gonna give you something, because we want to watch it. And the fun thing about the crowdfunding campaign is that also that you have incentives. So every time you make a pledge, basically you get something in return, so it's
Absolutely. So I'm going to invite all people who are watching this video and who want to see Anna, how she's living a perfect, imperfect life.
Perfect life.
Yes, to take a moment and to invest as much as you can, and to help Anna to show us all and make our lives beautiful. Okay,
Awesome.
what is the impact you want to have with your career in Hollywood? Can you share with us what is your vision and what kind of projects you see in the future? Mm-hmm.
So, well, I think films in general are something very powerful, because I feel like that storytelling in itself, and telling a story and just trying to inspire people. I mean, I had films that changed my life, if I think about them, and it was because I could relate to them, and they were just trying to teach me something in a way, and they make you grow. So I think storytelling is very powerful, and what I would love to do as a film director, so filmmaker, is just do film that can inspire, to just embrace life in its whole, because life is made of many different things. It's dark, it's light, it's a lot of different emotions, and and my passion is like in this film, for example, my great inspiration are always like the films from the 60s, from Fellini, or the French New Wave, or the neorealism style, and I just love films that talk about people, and that just bring in people, and make us like look all a part of the same thing, so that's my inspiration. That's where I see myself going. And of course, I'm always, my mind keeps spinning all the time. I'm always constantly creating something new. So right after this short film, I wrote a feature film, and that's my next goal for sure.
How big is your team at the moment, and what kind of people you are looking for?
So my team right now is made out of 15 people, and that's only crew. We're not talking about cast. And then it will be very cast. And so for this film, we are casting. So we already have someone on board, but I can't tell you that because we haven't announced it yet. So we do have the male lead actor. We're looking for Anna, because Anna is hard to find, So we're
Anna, where are you?
we're still seeing, here and there where we can find our Anna. And then we're just gonna have a few extras and background, actors that we need for this film too. But the leads are, there are 2 leads and some supporting, and an old man and a little girl. They're supporting actors who we're still, looking, just casting. So we're seeing around. So we're still in the casting phase right now.
So I'm curious, Anna is an Italian girl or is American girl?
No, I mean, she can be anything really. It's like, I'd love her to have an accent, just because that puts a little more into her in perfection. Mm-hmm. But I don't know, she could be multi-race, not really defined. I think what I'm sure she is not is just a super fake, super cute, super, fit girl. No, she's very natural. She's someone very natural. She's someone who's, has her imperfections. Maybe she's even a little more round in her body and stuff. She could be Mediterranean. She could be Mexican. I don't know. It's like it's just the character that is more important to me. It's just like who she is as far as personality and,
That's great, because in our group we have women from, I think, 65 countries at the moment. So if any of you have potential to be Anna, here you go.
Yeah, I have my Anna.
From your experience, like you mentioned that one movie changed your life. So can you share with us 3 favorite movies you watched and how that impact on your career?
The limit, because like I have so many. I have a whole list of movies that I'm like, oh my god, and I never want to leave any of them out. But if I have to pick 3, I would say for sure 8.5 by Federico Fellini. That to me is just like one of the masterpieces, and it's one of those movies I need to rewatch every year because I'm just like so passionate about it. Breathless by Jean-Luc Godard. So movies, and I'm gonna say 2 more. One is The Dead Poet Society with Robin Williams, and about seizing the moment and making your life long wonderful. So I think that's the movie inspired me to be an artist. And recently Roma by Alfonso Cuarón. Like I think it's such a great movie, and the style he's done it, it's just wonderful. And I have one more, sorry, that is in theaters right now, and then I'm promoting this, like cross promoting this in a way, because just because I loved it, and it's called Jojo Rabbit, and I really think that's such a good movie by Taika Waititi. It's one of I want to rewatch it because it's really good.
Thank you for sharing your 6 favorite movies. And
I tried, honestly. But
life is imperfect, so it's okay. You can share, no worries. And so you are living the life which actually many people are dreaming to live. So you are working what you really want to do. You are in Hollywood, and you are working now on your project. And my question is, how hard or how easy is to really live the life you decide to live, and when you make that decision, how that impact all other aspects of the life, like private life, social life, your health? Is there any advice you can share with all women who are considering art as their profession and to live from art?
Yeah. Well, I think it's hard. It's not easy in the first place, and I feel it's always like a roller coaster. It's like it's ups and downs and twists and turns, and sometimes it's not flat like that for sure. And it's great. It's awesome to just be able to do something that I really love, and I feel so blessed for that. And I had to build my way up, little by little. So it's the only thing I can say is really one step at a time, and never focus on expectation, but focus on the moment, on the present moment, and just take one day at a time, and in that. And there's a lot of sacrifice involved for sure. I don't have a social life. I mean, I do, but it's very limited. I'm not always partying that much, especially lately. But I tend more to stay with my friends or the people that I really love the most. It takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of commitment. It takes a lot of discipline. So what I do, for example, to build my discipline is also do sports. But sports then require discipline because you need to learn them. So I play tennis. It's something that I've been playing forever. I do kickboxing too because I need sometimes to just have that stress out, and that's how I take care of my health too. But it's really one day at a time. I feel like it's there's no magic formula. You have to just go with the flow and just see one day at a time what happens and keep going, because there's gonna be ups and downs all the way. always.
I'm so happy, Coxy, that you share with us this experience, because I interview a few artists in our group, and actually what I found, you guys, you really have an entrepreneurial mindset, so you really pay the price in order to live the life you want. So thank you very much for being in our group, in our community. Thank you very much for your time in your busy schedule, and we all looking forward for your movie, for Anna to show up and to and to enjoy.
Happy to happen.
And please be free to share all news, any help you need in our group, and we are all here happy to support you. And of course, if you can support all other members who might want advice from you, that's also like something I would like to ask you if it's possible.
Yeah, absolutely. Would love that.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it very much.
Thank you, and we'll be in touch. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.